Hey everybody. It's been a minute, hasn't it? I You guys have not seen me post on YouTube probably in over I think 2 to 3 years now. Let alone stream. I just started kind of posting back on TikTok. I'm kind of getting back into the swing of things, but hello. Welcome back. And today's YouTube video isn't really about entertainment or, me trying to catch your guys' eye or anything like that. It's really about kind of explaining what's been going on and why there was such a long break. I didn't think the break was gonna be this long, low key. I kinda thought that it's gonna be 4 to 6 months, but, a lot of things changed. And I kinda wanted to I was gonna, like, live stream it and, like, have this whole thing, but low key, like, I realized I was kinda procrastinating. I'm kinda nervous. It's been forever since I've talked to the camera. It's been forever since I've talked to you guys, and I'm nervous. I'm nervous to get back into it, right? Because now I have to, like, relearn everything, you know what I mean? Rebuilding that confidence to talk to the camera again and try not to stutter. I'm gonna do my best. So, if you hear my roommates, don't worry about them, they're having a good time. But, first of all, I bet a lot of you are asking, "Skip, so what the fuck happened?" So, for those of you who are OGs, you know what happened. For those of you who are new, or if you're a new viewer right now, listening to the guy in the fucking bunny mask, which I know is cringe. I know, I know, but listen, okay, it's part of the logo. All right, I think it looks pretty good. No, I'm not a furry. Let's get that out of the way. I'm not a furry. I just think the mask looks cool. That's literally it. But so originally, what happened is that a lot of you guys knew that when I started doing TikTok, which was kind of like the first, platform I started making videos on. That was back during the COVID era. I was working a full-time job at a warehouse, blah, 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 blah. I blew up just like everybody did. Everybody blew up during COVID. So many people were online. So many people were making videos, watching videos, consuming content. And when those stimmy checks hit, people were inside a lot, spending money, watching new creators, kind of expanding their viewership, and you saw this massive boom in creators. I was one of the lucky ones, and I did that job like full time for 2 years. I started doing a little bit of YouTube stuff. I mainly was streaming a lot. It was going really well. I was averaging really high viewership. Everything was going great. A few little things happened, and I really only have myself to blame. The biggest thing was that I became stagnant and I was focused too much. I was getting stressed out about numbers all the time. It was just like all that I could think about. And the amount of content I was trying to put out was a lot. And I did not diversify enough. So, what ended up happening on TikTok is that after years of doing that, almost getting to a million followers, I think I was at like 870K. I sadly got a ban. And that ban, when I appealed it before, when I would appeal a ban, I would get my account back within 24 hours, usually. They changed the system, so I wasn't able to write like a paragraph basically defending myself or send screenshots or anything like that. They just banned me without notice. And then when I appealed it, they got back to me within like 3 minutes and told me that my account was going to stay banned. To this day, I have no idea. All I was told was you violated community guidelines. They didn't even specify what the guidelines were. They didn't tell me if it was too adult, it was sexual reasons, I who knows. And after that, it took a really big hit emotionally. At the time, I, had a roommate who I was living with, who I for years have kept very private because it didn't work out, and I ended up getting stuck in that apartment, which was my own choice, by the way. I didn't make that person pay the rest of that lease. Like that was my decision. It didn't end up working out, and I got stuck in that apartment and paying a lot of money. It was 14.75 a month. And as the viewership slowly started to decline, my drive, my love for content also started to decline. You do associate when you are successful and when you're doing it as a full-time job, you do associate the success with the viewers, with the likes, with the comments. When that starts declining, do it throw it what if you're not prepared for it, it throws you off. And being a little younger, around 21, 22, when a lot of that was going on, it really affected me mentally. I took it to heart. Instead of, like locking in and kind of really, testing the grounds and really trying to get back into it, I became stagnant and I just wasn't entertaining anymore to most people. And that's okay. That's part of the job, right? What happened though is I got stuck into two spots, two places, right? Road A, I could can continue going to the content route, just me and Bosley making video streaming, hoping, hoping that I'll get traction again. Or I could pick road B, which was the safer option, which was, hey, you're not all that. That's okay. Time to get a job. Obviously, I chose road B. And I'm glad I did. Uh, Basically, I eventually moved out of that apartment. I moved down the road to an apartment that was like $300-400 cheaper a month. It was awesome, and the people in that office were amazing. At the new apartment, it was way better experience, but still a lot of rent. I was working technically three jobs, and I was also donating plasma. So the kind of work weeks I was doing about 80, 85 hour work weeks. Yeah, it was a lot. That's why initially, when I took a break from content, I thought that, I thought, hey, this is only going to be for a couple of months. It's not going to be a big deal. And I realized how expensive life was. And I also realized how, I'm not religious, but the word I like to, I do say blessed, like how lucky I was to be making that kind of money and to do that full time. Wow. Holy shit. It's genuinely an anchor point. For a lot of you watching this, a lot of you guys impacted my life. That was a core memory and really shifted me as a person. And I can't thank the people who have watched me, and even the ones who have gone. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for being there, being around, and giving me that opportunity. How lucky, just wow, how fortunate and how lucky of a creator I was to have such a thriving fan base. It was absolutely insanity, and I'm forever appreciative of it. And that's why I'm not really coming at this with a lot of hatred, with a lot of anger, like, oh, I lost my platform, like, it is what it is. It's part of it's a dog eat dog world in content creation. But so I was working multiple jobs. It was not feasible for me to make content, at least keeping my sanity. 6 months turned into a year, and then a year turned into like more like 3. I eventually, about a year ago, I finally moved back towards, for those of you who didn't know, I was living out in the Ann Arbor area with my old roommate, and I finally moved back closer to home, a little lower in Michigan. And once I did that, I remember I was looking in the mirror one day and I realized, hey man, you've gotten kind of chunky. I know. Some of y'all loved it, but like low key, I got to a point where I wasn't fucking with it anymore. There was like a middle point where I was okay with it, but I looked in the mirror one day and I was like, how much do I weigh? You know? And I went on the scale and I weighed myself and it was like 195 or like 196. And I was like, me? Like, for reference, senior year of high school, I was 125 pounds. That meant in about 4 or 5 years, I gained about 50 pounds. Probably a little more than that, like 60, 70 pounds. That's crazy. That was crazy to me. I lost a lot of my muscle. I used to be an athlete, and I kind of just realized I was letting myself go. With the decision of working all these jobs and stuff like that, the same thing kind of happened. I was like, you know what? I'm not happy with this. I was like, before I get back into content creation, I have to prove to myself, to anybody, to you guys, that I could set a goal and I can stick to it. What better way to practice that than to start working out and lose some weight? And I did that. I did a slight deficit for about 6 to 8 months. I was working out, getting my steps. It's a whole we'll talk about a lot of that stuff, like, probably in future videos. I'll talk about, like, my meal prepping, my mindset, things like that. But the basics is that I you know, I'm I'm not 200 pounds anymore. I lost, like I said, about 45, 50 pounds in 6 to 8 months, and the pride that came over me, it gave me this new wave of energy. It gave me this ability to say, "Wow, I can do things. I can do it." Right? So now I'm obsessed. Now I'm a complete gym rat. I have shaker bottles like lying around everywhere now. My shelf over here, I've got like 4 different tubs of fucking creatine and shit. I'm measuring my macros all the time. I annoy my family about protein. If you ever hang out with me in public now and we're going out to eat, I'm always looking at like, oh, how much fucking protein does this have? How much protein does this chicken tender have? I wonder. Let me weigh that. You know what I mean? And I love it now. And after I got down to like 156, I'm currently now in a bulk, so I'm up like 14 pounds. I'm like 170, 168 right now. I realized like I should start making videos again, right? That that passion, that drive, that want to entertain and just make videos again, like it came back because I was like, hey, we were kind of chunky and now we're kind of fit. We can totally get back into content creation, start from rock bottom again, fresh start, and start making videos again. And I, instead of being all down about it, like, oh, I won't get the views like I used to, I was like, oh, what a new opportunity, new faces, new people. How exciting, like, I'm like, oh my God, how exciting, and now that I know what to do now I know how to be more consistent. Oh my God, like, I'm excited. I'm giddy. I'm absolutely giddy about it. And I kinda just I was for a while there, I've been sitting on it for a few weeks, and I wanted to make the perfect comeback YouTube video. I was, like, coming up with all these ideas and all these extravagant things, and as you guys can tell, I still work 2 jobs. The hours are a little bit more manageable now, but I do still work a lot. And the videos I want to make take time and money, and those are the things that I don't have right now, and I kinda just accepted, like, "Hey, you know what, Skip, so instead of trying to make the perfect video, which doesn't exist, just do what you did before. Grab a fucking camera and just film and then get better as you go." And I kind of was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it. So a lot of my videos that are going to be coming out are going to be pretty simple. And I think it's going to be really fun and exciting. Um, that's a quick rundown of what was going on. Now, for a lot of you who are asking, are you going to stream again? Yes. Is it going to be anytime soon? Probably not. I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I think trying to do consistent YouTube videos is already adding a lot on my plate since I already work the 2 jobs, and then trying to balance family and friends, you know what I mean? I don't want to add too much. But I can promise you I'm going to, at bare minimum, post a couple times a week on this channel. I'm going to try and get short vids out as well, just do my very best. I don't have an editor. It's all going to be me, so be patient with me. I bet a lot of you are thinking of what's the content going to be like. A lot of the content's going to be this. It's going to be me talking to you guys, giving you guys advice about the things I've gone through, the things that have happened, and a lot of workout videos. A lot of workout videos, because right now that's really all I can film. But I think the workout videos are going to show you kind of like what it's like to go to the gym while working all these jobs and trying to, be healthy and like do all these things. It's going to give you a really, realistic outlook of what's happening in my life. And I am so excited to be back. I'm so excited to start this new journey, and I'm so pumped, and I'm so glad I turned this camera on and started talking to you guys. I know a lot of you have been really disappointed that I've been gone for so long, and some of you are disappointed about me not streaming again. I do want to do it. I do want to do it, but I need to make sure that when I tell you guys I'm going to be streaming, I'm going to be doing it consistently and give you the content that you guys want. I want to be able to play video games and have fun with it, and Oh, what if I touched my Twitch account and I lost my partner badge and I wasn't even upset about it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm an affiliate again? Holy shit. How exciting. How exciting. Oh my God. But yeah, so um I'm very excited to be back. And then, yes, I am finally back. So I really appreciate your guys' patience. I really appreciate all of you who have stuck through, who still follow me on Instagram and like kind of just keep up with me. It just wow. I mean, I still can't believe that many people still want to see me make videos again. I'm just I from a small creator standpoint, I could not be more honored that people watch me. I cannot be more honored that some of you are turning this video on while you're like cleaning or doing chores, studying, doing homework. Um, I I I couldn't be more honored, genuinely. And I'm so excited to be back. But that's a quick little rundown. Expect workout videos, expect little vlogs, expect combos like this. And if you like that, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe, maybe leave a comment, talk about how stupid my fucking ears are because they are pretty dumb. um, and yeah, so I'm very excited to be back, guys. And make sure you get some sleep tonight and be ready for the next video because you're going to be coming to the gym with me. I'm kidnapping you and forcing you to go to the gym. So be healthy, be happy, and be safe. Hope you guys have a great night. And yeah, sleep well.